Seeing as a new Deltarune chapter will be coming out this week, I decided to revisit Deltarune at Chapter 1 to review it for this channel. And in a surprise to no one, I absolutely adored my time playing Deltarune Chapter 1. The experience is only 2 hours long, yet I can't think of a single moment in the game which dropped the pace, where there was any dead air. Toby Fox's writing, as always, was impeccable throughout this game. In this first chapter, you of course get acquainted to the main characters, Chris, Susie, Ralsei, and characters that will become important in future chapters like Noelle and Birdley. Everything of course has that signature sense of humour where everything is always slightly weird and kooky, which always lends its own charm to the experience, whilst also laying those potential seeds throughout of stuff that'll likely become important in future chapters, and has left many players like myself speculating, what some of this stuff could mean. Getting to watch the development of the characters, of course, was a lot of fun. I loved Susie's character arc, going from someone who was aggressive to anyone who even tried to get near to her, to aggressively defending those people who would become her friends. The ambiguity of Chris versus the player, which will no doubt be explored more and more as time goes on. Ralsei's kind naivety, which likely stems from some other theories which I'm not going to get into, but, well, when you finish the main chapter, there's lots of toys left around that are reminiscent of several of the different characters that you meet in the Dark World, kind of hinting at some potential stuff down the road. About overlying themes, perhaps. And of course, Lancer was an absolute blast. His childish demeanor never changes, it just pivots from becoming your enemy and being evil to hoping that you'll be able to convince his dad that you should all be friends, and you could probably eat more tree nachos. The game is constantly introducing these little things that keep the experience going, and it's crammed into just 2 hours of gameplay, and that was with me talking to almost everyone I came across, getting into nearly every battle I possibly could get into. And I guarantee you there were stones still left unturned in this experience, but the fact that in that 2 hours, it never felt like there was a moment where the game really dropped its pace is genuinely really impressive to me. The main gameplay, of course, is carried over from Undertale, but with some sprucing up, of course. Obviously you can still fight, you can still fight, you can act to pacify opponents and spare them, you have items and stuff that you can use, you dodge bullet patterns. There's also little magic stuff as well, which, depending on what character you're using, can create different effects. But of course, as well, there are now multiple characters that you have in your party, as you eventually get Susie and Ralsei onto your party, and that allows you access to other acting abilities, which, when you're fighting multiple opponents, allows you to, usually, more effectively deal with the threat. Honestly, this was a blast. It might even be better than Undertale's way of doing things. Don't get me wrong, Undertale is still fun, and I can't wait to replay it for a DUOMINUS review, but I feel like Deltarune took the concept and refined it. And of course, the music in the game is so good. Of course, mainly composed by Toby Fox once again. Toby is genuinely really good at creating a litany of different, tracks, be them silly, heartfelt, or action-packed depending on the situation. They always perfectly accompany any scene they're in. And it goes without saying, but so many of the designs by Temmie Chang are so wonderfully done. Every character has these little flourishes to them that allow them to just stick out all the more, and allows you to just get a little bit more of a dive into their personality that straight dialogue just can't do. I love the way Susie's face would shift over the course of the game, her eyes hidden in shadow, not allowing you to really get to see what's going on, except for those moments where she was either taken off guard or deliberately lowered her guard. It all works tremendously well to build the characters even more. and make them just even more lovable, really. I could go on and on, honestly, but I want to get on to playing Chapter 2 to do that review for the next day. My hope is to have reviews of Deltarune's Chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, and Undertale out this week. Fingers crossed I can actually get it all done on time. But yeah, I had an absolute blast playing this. Chapters 1 and 2 are absolutely free, and spoiler alert for Chapter 2 as well, you absolutely should check them both out. They are so much fun. Chapter 1 was a blast. Like I said, it's all you get all of this stuff going on in just under, in just 2 hours. It's a no-brainer, really, to me. Like, and you can play it on like pretty much every major console right now. Like, you can play it on the Switch, on the PS4, on the PS5, the Switch 2 in like what, a couple days. I'm pretty sure it's on Xbox, but I haven't checked. Point is, you can play it, and of course you play it on PC, which is what I did. It goes without saying, you absolutely should check this game out for yourself and experience the story of Deltarune. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe for more, and I hope to see you all next time.